What's going on, everyone? So today we're going to do a review on the RYOBI Whole Stud Detector. Let's check it out. So I've seen some mixed reviews online about the stud detector. I think it got a 3-star on the Home Depot's website, so I wanted to check it out for myself. So one thing I can start off by saying is that it is a little bulky. It's a little bit bigger than your traditional stud finder. On the back here you can see that there are some directions, but it doesn't go into a lot of detail. So we'll actually touch on some of these here towards the end of the video. But all in all, it's not bad, and it actually feels pretty sturdy in the hands. Before we get started, we actually have to remove the tab right here in the battery department because the battery is not actually making contact. And as you can see here, the battery is a AA. That's all it takes to operate the stud finder, which is nice. So it's very cheap to replace the batteries. On the left here it says material detection. This will pick up metal studs, nails. It'll also pick up wood studs, which you're really using this for, and then the AC wiring. So if you're getting too close to the wiring around a switch or a stud, it will alert you. On the right hand side of the unit, you will see AC detection and auto depth scan. Now I think this is where a little confusion comes in when I'm reading other reviews. This unit will not tell you verbally or show you physically how thick your wall is. All this unit does is recalibrates itself automatically if you're using this on a wall that's a little thicker than the previous wall that you used it on before. How this works is you put it up to the wall, you hit your buttons, and you will see lights lighting up. All of these lights on the top row will start blinking together. It usually takes about 3 to 5 seconds for this to auto recalibrate, and you're good to go. For example, if I use this on drywall for one job and then I went to the next job and I put this on plaster where it might be a little thicker or a little denser, it will auto recalibrate by itself. The AC detection works for two things, not just AC wiring, but it also lights up and beeps if you are getting too close to metal studs or nails. This is not a metal detector, mind you, but if you see this lighting up, you're either too close to electrical wiring around a switch or an outlet, or you're too close to a nail or metal stud. So this will light up red and it will beep. It does not mean that you're always around electrical. It could be metal as well. And I think that's where some of the confusion comes in with these other reviews. Now, when you get this, you'll see two buttons on the bottom of the device. You actually have to hold those both in at the same time when you're looking for the studs. So you put this up against the wall, nice and firm, and you push in those two buttons. Now that's one of the downfalls to this stud finder, is that you have to use two hands at the same time while using it. And FYI, this is where the little speaker is. So if you hear beeping, this is where it's coming from. Now before we start using this, I want to show you the coolest feature on the stud finder, and that is the little button right here that sends out this plastic spike in the back, and that spike actually marks the wall where the stud was located. So once you locate it, using the lights, you actually just push that little button right there and it marks the wall. So let's put this up against the wall nice and flush and run this slowly. You can see the lights lighting up as it recalibrates. Once again, just run it slowly. We're trying to find the electrical wiring here to switch. You'll see the light right there light up red, and it does start to beep. So that is how that works. So now I want to find a stud. So all I'm going to do is push in my two buttons, slide this slowly against the wall, and I want to see that round button there light up. Once that lights up, it's telling me I'm in the middle of the stud, but if I continue to move it left, then the lights disappear and I am no longer on the stud. So now we're going to take this and we're going to try it on a textured wall. That's one of the biggest questions I see asked on the websites is, will this work on textured ceilings and walls? And yes, it absolutely does. So I recalibrated it right here. We're going to slide it across the wall nice and slow. And you can see this is textured. Right there is the middle of my stud. I'm going to push the button and put the little hole right there. And now we're going to use a screw and see if it actually worked. Just so you can see, this is a little marking that the stud finder makes once you press the button. And now we're actually going to see if we were on target. So I'm going to take my impact and my screw, and I'm going to see if I can find that stud. There it is. Yeah. And just to show you, I am about 3 to 5 inches away from this extension cord that I have running across the table here. And you can see it picks up nicely. The light comes on and it starts to beep. The further away I get, obviously, the less signal it's going to pick up, but it does do a good job. And yes, believe it or not, it actually worked on this popcorn type ceiling, this texture ceiling that I have in my garage. It picked up the electrical. It was a little tougher picking up the stud, but it absolutely worked, so I was surprised. So there you have it, the Ryobi Stud Finder. I have to say I'm really happy with the stud finder. It's probably one of the better ones I've used in the last couple of years, and I've used a lot of them. What I really like about this unit is the button that I showed you where you push and the spike comes out. I think that's an awesome feature, very unique. I've never seen that before. I love how it only runs off of a AA battery, not two AA batteries, not a 9-volt, just one AA battery and that's it. The AC detection, it works somewhat well. Sometimes it's a little too sensitive, sometimes it's not sensitive enough. Meaning, sometimes when I'm over an area where I know that there's current, it doesn't always pick it up, and sometimes it picks it up when it's not there at all. That being said, it is a nice little feature to have. If you run it over the wall a couple of times, it will work for you, just to give you an idea of where AC current or metal might be. As far as the calibration goes, I like it. It does it itself. You know that it's going to be spot on when you're actually looking for a stud because it does it quite well. Every time I went to find a stud, it lit up, it showed me where the center of that stud was, and it was there when I tried to put the screw in. So extremely happy about that. It's a little bit bulky. You have to use two hands to use this. That's a little bit of a downside. You can't turn this on its side and use it that way, but you still need the two hands to use this. It's a little bit cumbersome, and that is why I'm giving this a 4-star instead of a 5-star. I really do think they did a good job with this. A little bit of fine tuning I think would really push this to the next level, but other than that, 4 stars. If this helped you, please thumbs up, subscribe, check us out at www.toolreviewzone.com. We appreciate you watching.